Hi everyone, welcome back to the Maz channel. Hope you're all doing alright. Oh, I can see a packet of biscuits on my dressing table. How slovenly. Sorry, didn't realise they were on there. Please excuse the lighting. There's not really very many places to prop up a phone to film in this room. Currently on my dressing table, and I realise the light here isn't great. So yeah, I do really apologise about that. It's gilet weather again. I've got my gilet on, and actually these are from last year. They make really good presents. I got them on eBay. I've got about 3. I'll show you them. I'll show you this one. Yeah, I've got like a caramel one, a khaki one, and a pink one, and I wear them indoors because it just leaves your arms free. So you know, like when we can't have the heating on and it's cold, it means when you're washing up and stuff like that, you're not all completely bound up in a coat and getting it your sleeves and things, and they're just really good. So yeah, but don't buy them all because I need to get somebody one for Christmas. But I just thought I'd do a little update video for you like today, just because it's all I can really think about, and I'm a bit behind with my filming, so I just thought I'd fill you in on a little bit of something that happened to me just recently, and a cautionary tale. So I'm going to tell you a little story about 3 days ago when I ended up going to the hospital. I'm fine, I'm okay. But they thought I perhaps wasn't at the time. It was all a bit scary, but yeah, I actually ended up in hospital 3 days ago where they thought I had a pulmonary embolism. So that was a bit of an eye-opener, and I have to say the whole experience has really put everything into perspective and kind of changed my view a little bit. And yeah, I mean, I'm smiling now, but it really put the shits on me, as you can imagine. It's not something I was expecting, but yeah, I'm all right. It wasn't that, but basically I went in with chest pain, and I got myself well, something had got me very wound up and very stressed, and suddenly just after it I felt like a bit of a weird like tension, sort of spasm in my throat. The next thing I knew, my stomach was like hurting, and well, my chest was hurting actually, and I kind of noticed that when I stood up, and I just thought it was heartburn, and but it kind of just carried on, and it went on all of that evening, and then all night. So I couldn't get comfy at night, and then I turned onto one side and it was all spreading kind of up here, up towards my throat, across here, sort of near this shoulder and things, and it was radiating to my back as well. And you know, I'm not really someone that gets heartburn very much as a rule. I'm sure I've had it a few times, but this was just a little bit strange, and it hurt to breathe in as well. That made it worse. And by the morning I still had it, so I kind of rang my mum up, you know, as you do, early the next morning, and I sort of said, I've still got this. And because it had happened when I was stressed out, that's what made me think, is it heart related or something like that? So cut a long story short, we decided to go and get checked out. So we went off to QMC in Nottingham, the A&E, and yeah, they did a bunch of tests. They started off by doing like your obs and everything when you first get there, and then I had to wait, and then they did a blood test, and we waited for that a couple of hours as well. And then we were told, we were brought in to see this doctor who was lovely. He's a really nice guy, very like thorough, very concise in how he explained things, and he's told me that it wasn't a heart attack, so that was good. And he said because obviously there's enzymes in the blood that get released when you have a heart attack, and I didn't have those. And they also did an ECG, that was fine. So he said it's not that, but he said what we are going to do is just run some more tests. So we're going to do a chest x-ray and to see if it's gallstones, and also a further blood test just to check for things like blood clots. I was like, oh, okay. So I kind of was a bit, not blasé about it, but I didn't expect any of these tests to kind of show anything. And went back to the waiting room, had waited again, had a chest x-ray, waited a bit longer, then had another blood test, and then waited again. We were there for 10 hours altogether. And then, yeah, after I'd waited, the doctor called me, and he stopped me in the corridor. He didn't even take me in the room. He just sort of took me to one side and says, Marie, we've got an elevated clotting mechanism in your blood, like a level. It's actually called D-dimer, this particular chemical in the blood. So it's elevated, and he said, so we need to check that there's an indication that there could be a blood clot on your lung. And I was just like, oh my God. And yeah, he wasn't like horrendously alarmed, but I could see like the concern in his face. Like it wasn't like, you know, this is just nothing and it's just a precaution. He did sort of say, look, we have to check this. So obviously at this point I was quite scared, and so I had to have 2 catheters. One wouldn't go in this hand, and then it went in skew with, so we had to do this one. That bled all over the floor. I've now got a green hand and a swollen arm as well. That's another story. And yeah, they eventually got the catheter in. The guy was really nice actually. He was like telling me about if you tap the ground, you find earthworms just as you tap a vein to like bring it up to take blood. Anyway, he put that in, and then I waited some more, and they sent me off for this scan. And that was a bit of an experience because the first lot of stuff, they inject you with like, if you've not had one before, a CT scan, they inject you with like what's called a contrast dye. It's got iodine in it, or another chemical beginning with G, and it obviously goes down into your lungs. They insert it through an artery, and then it goes down into your lungs, lights up under the scan, so they can see if your blood vessels are clear or not. So they gave me one of those, but they go out of the room while they do that, and a robot actually, or an automatic syringe driver actually injects you when they've gone out, which I didn't realise. That was quite amazing. But yeah, that didn't work very well because it injected the dye into my hand instead of the vein. So that really hurt. And then they did it again. They had to repeat the scan again. And there's like a voice that says, breathe in, breathe out, hold your breath, whatever, as it's taking you in and out of this scanner. So yeah, they had to do that again. The second one, I think they gave me a bigger dose because I was buzzing. It was horrible. It was like, it took my breath away. I felt like I was vibrating afterwards. And it just was like a really sharp pain up here. So I think some of it had leaked and some of it hadn't, but they got enough in there to take the scan. But anyway, yeah, to cut a long story short, we had to wait again, and I was very, very lucky. They told me that there wasn't anything like that, but the reason they were concerned as well is because my dad has actually had problems with blood clots as well. So that's obviously why, you know, they were partly concerned, and he has got like an elevated level, just as I have. But yeah, I think it can be elevated to like different levels, and if it's slightly elevated, it's not too much of a thing unless you're showing symptoms, which I was. But yeah, my dad has actually had about 4 blood clots in his leg, and he's had lymphoma as well, bless him. And that was a couple of years ago. They actually discovered that by they were looking for cancer, I think, when he had these blood clots, and they actually they thought he had a lump on the side of his head, and they thought it was skin cancer at first, and not anything too dangerous, and something that he could wait like 18 months to have removed. And it's only by the grace of God that he got a cancellation and went in a lot earlier than that, and they actually discovered it was a lymphoma and much more serious. And had they left it 18 months, you know, well, it's anybody's guess what would have happened there. So yeah, he was lucky, but yeah, that is something that is in the family. So yeah, they had to be careful, but I was incredibly lucky. You know, I think of how I felt, and you know, I just, all sorts of things went through my head, like I'll never go to Huttoft again if anything bad happens, and I won't see my family, I won't see Midge like get older and look after him. It was just all this stuff like that you don't expect to be even told that there could be anything like that, you know, like you should really, no one's exempt, but it's such a shock. And I just feel so sorry for people that get bad news and they have to, you know, face up to a load more treatment and things happening and traumatic things happening. So yeah, I just was incredibly grateful, and it really has, this whole experience has, you know, really put everything into perspective for me, and made me see things, you know. And yeah, I just want to say to you, like, life's short, and don't let things upset you. If you can, don't let things really wind you up. You know, if there's anything bothering you, and this could be anything, you know, like, I don't want anyone I know watching this and making any interpretations about this when I give examples, because these are just examples of what I've seen other people go through, or all different people that I've met in my life, walks of life, in different areas that have, you know, perhaps caused me stress and upset. But whatever it is, whether someone is upsetting you at work, someone cuts you up on the road, you know, someone is picking arguments all the time, or you know, someone that got their own agenda and meets all their needs and takes advantage of you, or whatever, or is callous or cold, or whatever it might be, you know, just, I know it's difficult, but try not to engage. Or you get a situation like a job that you hate, you know, I know it's impossible not to engage with people or situations completely, but you know, if you can just like look at the bits you can control and how you react, and are there ways that you can change how you react to sort of make things better for yourself, to get yourself out of that circle, and just to walk away from that sort of negativity, really, because you can just waste so much energy explaining, and if people are going to do things, they're going to do them, and you can squander all of your resources, energy, time, whatever it is, and you're the one paying at the end of the day, emotionally, or physically, or whatever it is. And we've only got, all of us, so much time. You never know what is around the corner, and had I not been stressed, that thing would probably have happened to me anyway. I don't know that, you know, it could well have done, but stressing never helps. So just try and like keep calm. I'm quite fiery, and I'm going to try and keep calmer in the future, you know, for my own sake. And yeah, just remember that you've only got so much time, energy, and your body is not geared up for that sort of stress. So yeah, just take care of yourselves really, and just be aware of what you allow people to do. Be aware of how much you engage with, how much effort you put into trying to change that, change a person, change a situation, whatever it might be, and just try not to engage with negativity. Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely a learning experience. I hope nobody else goes, well, they will do, won't they, but goes through that. And careful how you treat other people as well, like we all have to be, don't we? Although there's lovely people on this channel that don't need to be told or reminded about that. But yeah, you know, because you just never know. So yeah, I've still got my holiday haul I need to film. I've still got to finish off editing some trips that we've been on, and yeah, then I've got the Halloween content to do, so I'm really behind. And also my camera has it's given up the ghost. Well, it's kind of working on and off, and then now I've lost my camera charger as well, so I've only got this phone to film on, and very often this Apple phone won't communicate with my Android computer, so it won't let me download things off my phone onto my computer, and so I end up having problems editing and getting videos across to there to make into YouTube videos, which, so I'm kind of scuppered always. But I'm looking to get a new camera, but it's not possible at the moment for financial reasons, so yeah, I'm just going to wait a little bit and hopefully get a new one. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say, make sure, you know, do things that you enjoy as well. Like, take time to go and do things that you like doing. Have some fun, you know, whether that's with another person or by yourself or whatever. And yeah, take some time for your own goals and ambitions and things like that, because they can all kind of get lost, can't they, in all the rushing around and things, and the jobs, and yeah. But yeah, it's easier said than done, that, isn't it? Because we're all so kind of busy. But yeah, so yeah, I think that's about it for this video. Just thought I would fill you in. Hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're all happy and healthy and haven't had anything similar go on. But yeah, very, very lucky. So yeah, here's to some more videos. And if you've enjoyed this video, please leave us a like and a subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And don't forget to click the notification bell as well if you want to be notified next time we upload. And yeah, that's about it. I shall see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.